Okay, that should work now. For whatever reason, whenever I, there we go. For whatever reason, sometimes when Streamlabs updates, it um, it loses my audio setup, which is a little bit frustrating. I'm gonna go close my office door really quick because my dogs are being noisy. I'll be right back. All right, welcome to the stream. It is a nasty Sunday. I've got my in-laws coming, so when they show up, I'm going to end the stream. It'll probably be in about an hour. Is what my wife is estimating. They're coming because they have a truck that we can use to haul some drywall to work on our basement. So I just want to make sure that I'm helping out with that. So after the stream, I will be putting up drywall in my basement, okay? With the water damage and stuff. But welcome to the stream. Let's get into it. I don't want to spend too much time doing this. Last week, I got to spend some time with my daughters. They surprised me on Thursday with a thing that they wanted to go do together. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. I don't remember what happened Tuesday. Whatever it was, doesn't matter. Anyway, this week, Tuesday, I'm going to do my best to stream. I keep saying that I will. I need to get back into it. But Thursday is Thanksgiving in the US. So I won't be streaming on Thursday. But I will be back next Sunday. One last thing is that I do want to say hi to a coworker that I have that's been watching my streams, and I told her I would give her a shout out. So you know who you are. Made me really, really happy to know that this coworker was watching my streams. So thank you very, very much for watching my streams and for letting me know. Really meant a lot to me. So hi to you, and you know, if you ever want me to say your name, I'm happy to do it. I just don't want to. I don't want to call people out. You know, it's kind of like doxing to me. So if I know your real name, I'm not going to use it unless you give me permission to, or unless you use it. You know, there are certain people who, you know, who they use their real names all the time. I'm one of those, right? If people call me Jason, I'm Jason. Who cares, right? Whatever. Everybody knows my name. So, and everybody knows that I stream, and everybody, you know, knows who I'm on Twitter and everything. So anyway, let's get into it. If we look, you'll notice that NX doesn't have a major upgrade. And that's because NX broke from upgrading with Angular every time Angular upgrades. But we're going to jump right into this. What I want to do right away is let's upgrade NX. So I have to remember I'm using PNPM. So we're going to upgrade NX from the very, very beginning. And that's just going to make sure that we've got the latest tools and bug fixes and all of that available with NX. Right, we're on 20.1. 20.3 probably has some stuff that's going to help us out here. And then once we've upgraded NX, we will get into the Angular upgrade itself. I'm curious how this one's going to go. I've done the Angular upgrade in a couple of different places. Well, actually, that's not true. I've only started new Angular 19 projects. I haven't done the upgrade. So this will be my first actual upgrade. Let's see how it goes. I'm thinking about proposing this upgrade at work here soon. For the project that I work on. So if you ever see a job offering on Bill.com for the embedded team or widgets or the embedded project, platform, um, that's going to be the one that I work on. You may need to bump WebStorm. So I checked WebStorm beforehand, and I'm up to the latest version. But we'll check that out, because I was just working on something this week after hours, and I'm not sure if I can talk about the project at this point, but it's an exciting development for me. And hey, Fern of Sigma, welcome to the stream, man. I found out that WebStorm suddenly hates a lot of signals and templates. Typing has been rough. This will be interesting. One of the things, well, we haven't done the Angular upgrade yet. I want to set a baseline. But yeah, WebStorm is more of an IDE than a code editor. So VS Code is often a lot more forgiving than WebStorm because WebStorm's analyzing a lot more and giving you a lot more skills. What happened to my mic? What do you mean? Is my mic not good today? If my mic doesn't sound good, let me know. Because I definitely want to fix that. Bit echoey, really. That's not good. Let me see. I turn on my monitor. Oh, wow. Yeah, it is echoey. Let's see if we can fix it. Go into my property. Nope, that's not what I want. It's also picking up the clicks on my mouse. Edit filters. Let's see. Is that better? Is that better? No, it's getting more echoey. Noise gate. What about now? No. Now? No. What about now? Now? Way too quiet. Way too quiet. Now? Now? This is... Oh, you were saying that was better. Let's try that. Let's try... let's see what else. Noise suppression compressor. I've already got a limiter. What about... No, I don't want to mess with that. How about here? No. Man. Oh. There. Close threshold. Close. Man, this stuff is all tough to figure out. I screwed up the noise gate last time. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to... What if I... Does that do anything? Is that better? That's... Yeah, it's still echoey. Man, what about now? Now. Good noise quality. Well, that cuts out my... Oh, there we go. There we go. A little bit less echoey, I think. What about now? Is that better? That's better. This is tough. Better. Okay. It like mess with this Ooh, that really. How about now? Is that better? What about now? There we go. Now it's back to what we had before last time. Okay. It's a little bit hard because I'm getting delayed echo. Let me turn off the. Uh, let me turn off the monitor. There we go. All right. I will. I'll take a look at this. That is pretty bad. Um, it's good. I guess it's good that the mic is good enough that it's picking up the echo. But it's bad that you guys have to deal with it. So let's. Thank you for letting me know, Bird of Sigma. The problem is that my office is probably pretty echoey, but it hasn't been this bad. So I will take a look. Open threshold is a little too high. Your speech is being cut off at the end. Okay, let's fix that. The filters. Noise gate. Is that better? We'll try it by that. Did that sound better now? So I will. I'll spend some time fixing my audio after this, and that's just one of the things that's a little bit frustrating about Streamlabs. Is in between like updates, you can lose your audio settings, and I've got mine exported, but they may have changed some of their internal audio stuff too, because that definitely sounds way different than anything I've had before. Yeah, and that's the tough thing, right? Is that I didn't know any better, and so when I started out, I was on Streamlabs, and I think over Christmas I'm just gonna have to look at new streaming software. Um, the reason I used it is because I didn't know any better, and it was easy in the beginning, right? Um, and so that's why I'm on it. So I think over Christmas I'll have some time, like a week or so, where I'll have time during the day to just mess with my stream and stuff. But let's get back to very low on time today. So no migrations. So we'll go ahead and run the pnpm install, and then we're going to get into the Angular 19 upgrade. I'm curious what upgrades it's going to think I need. It's morally right to use OBS Studio. Yeah. It's like JavaScript. Don't tell anyone. Thank you for the. That's a good. I needed that today. But yeah. I'm hoping to get through the upgrade at least today, and once we make it through the upgrade, I expect my in-laws to be here, and then I'm in builder mode for the day. So format group Svelte 5. I haven't done Svelte at all. You'll have to tell me what you think of it. Especially I'm curious about it from an Angular point of view. Yeah, let's take a look at the upgrade. So I'm looking right now, and I don't see anything else that I would want to upgrade beforehand. So one of the things I want to do is just really quick. Is let's run our linter and our tests, and just set a baseline. I know stuff is broken. npm nx exec run many -t lint and test. Oh, I've got this backwards. Try that. It's a mixed bag. The first thing I did was mimic the signal primitive of solid.js. See, and I don't know much about Solid.js. I didn't even realize that Solid had a signal primitive. The getter and setter array API. See, one of the streams that got another coworker, and she was giving me some ideas for streams. And one of the streams that I think would be interesting for a little bit is just, old Angular dude struggles with React or something along those lines, right? I think it would be interesting to see what I would, what React looks like to me. So it looks like, we've got some tests failing because of the grid store, because it's still broken. Our linting is broken because of this. An update selected is assigned a value but never used. Yeah, the old store is just broken. So those are all expected. This stuff is expected. So our baseline is pretty much most things run except for the things that we expect to break. Okay. Components are broken, yes. The Angular Sudoku is broken, yes. And NX, the component test is broken, yes. So let's go forward with this. Exec NX migrate at Angular /CLI. And the order that I recommend upgrading your stuff with Angular is start with the CLI, jump into core, and then do the rest. So yeah, applicable to any NGRX package overrides, NGRX signals, NGRX signals, Angular common, NGRX 19 needs override or force at the moment. See, I haven't even looked at NGRX 19. It doesn't even show up in the it doesn't even show up in my list of stuff to upgrade. Ooh, they have a signal factory. Really? Yeah, they haven't gotten onto 19 yet. That makes sense. So you're saying that in the overrides. Okay. See, and that's one of the big reasons why I love NGRX component store and NGRX signals, is that the setter can take a value, a signal, or an RxJS observable, right? So those are all really cool. Migrations.json has been generated. And so what we want to do is we want to take a look at the migrations that were generated. And so they're migrating us to the new build system. Update the workspace configuration by replacing options in angular.json and update Angular SSR. So these aren't anything that I would say are necessary to run. So what we can do is I'm going to skip the run migrations. We'll do this at the end. But if we get new migrations, we're going to need to, they're going to be overwritten, right? So what we can do is we can copy migrations.json to migrations.cli.json, right? And we'll see how this helps here soon. So the getter is a function call, which makes it clear that it's reactive. That I like that about that. I don't know how package JSON works with NX, but that's how that is now a vanilla npm file. Okay, I'll have to take a look at this, Michael. Hopefully it works, but if it doesn't, thank you for the heads up. I don't like mixing svelte code and regular code, which kind of muddies the readability. Interesting. So yeah, that's one of my complaints about like PHP, and I don't do modern PHP, But you get template code mixed with server code mixed with, right? And you get so much code that it's hard to really reason about, where is this code running and things like that. Is that what you're saying? In the end, because all that new stuff is compiler instruction. Yeah, see, that's interesting. But anyway, we're going to get more migrations. So I'm renaming migrations to migration CLI.json. So we're going to take a look at what we've got left to upgrade, right? I know we've got core. Core is the next one that we go on to, Angular core, and it's going to pick up most of the rest of the stuff. And what we'll be left with is the schematics. So pnpm exec nx migrate. And we're going to do @angular/core. And that's going to generate some more migrations.json. By the way, there is like 3 cool RFCs for Signal Store. One, yes, I've been looking at those, and that's something that I would love to go over with you guys. There's a very, very smart group of people working on Signal Store right now. Marco is really good at state and reasoning about state management. And yeah, these RFCs look incredible. And yeah, I don't want my client abstraction to know what framework I'm using. It takes, right. Yep. Exactly that. And frameworks are always going to have a bit of whatever going on in them, right? Because they have to, right? You're going to have a bit of framework specific code. But when it gets too mixed up, yeah, I totally agree with you there for No Sigma. So here's our migrations that comes from our Angular core upgrades. So updates non-standalone directives, components, and pipes to the standalone false and removes standalone true from those who are standalone. So this one I've heard causes a lot of problems. And even Michael was pointing out that WebStorm might have problems with this, right? Updates experimental pending tasks to pending tasks. See, and I haven't used experimental pending tasks, but and then replaces app initializer, environment initializer, and platform initializer with provide app, provide, yep, perfect. So let's go ahead and also copy migrations.json to migrations.core.json. So now we've got those two. So it hasn't been, it's like I'm preventing React from use my assing all over, but hey, Jeremy had issues in the Q&A with the standalone thing, but I think that was on a previous version. And also even on the latest, the template engine had issues with valid signals reactive forms. Yeah, I expect there to be a little bit of a bump. I mean, there always is with major version upgrades, but we can ignore those, right? And if we can't, we can always move over to VS Code and use that until WebStorm plays nicely, which is usually pretty quickly. Anyway, now all we're left with, I believe, is the schematics. Yep, schematics, Angular. Everything else we'll take care of after. So like this Angular ESLint stuff we'll also do as part of this. But everything else, I think, oh, and I want to do TypeScript as part of this too. So those are the last two. But so pnpm exec nx migrate. And here we're just going to do @schematics. I don't expect this one to generate any of the migrations.json, but you never know, right? Yeah. So this one didn't generate any migrations. So then we're going to grab the Angular ESLint plugin and template and all of that. So pnpm exec nx migrate at angular / ESLint plugin. And then we've got plugin template and template parser, and then TypeScript. And I was using them now, swapping them out with Svelte's compile time abstraction is pretty good because in the end, the TypeScript is also getting compiled. That's actually pretty cool. And love the WebStorm support for Angular minus the hiccups. Got to talk with them at ngconf. It was cool. Yeah. Well, and Jan he is amazing at his job. What is it? ESLint plugin template. It is. Well, actually, do I need to do that? Let's just make sure. Just making sure that I need to run that one. Wait, did it not? So it's interesting. Oh, did I not do it right? Yeah, I didn't. It's Angular ESLint -ESLint plugin. Let's try again. And then it's Angular ESLint plugin template. There we go. Now it's actually doing something. Okay, so that one ran. So now if I look, it shouldn't show up. Yeah, so I need to do the template and the parser. Okay. So dash template, and now it's picking it up. Guess who just got themselves banned? Don't come into my stream and advertise viewers. I'm not buying viewers. My potential audience is not big enough for me to even worry about buying viewers, but I'm just not interested. The parser, template parser. There we go. And then the last one is TypeScript, and then we're going to run all the upgrades at the same time, which is one of the things that I really love about NX, right? Like this migration, I renamed the migration files so that they're fine. But we will take a look at what we can do since I've renamed them, right? So the last thing we want to do is migrate TypeScript. And that should put us on the latest version of everything. And then everything else we can just run through regular. Look at this. They made the JSS like function thing. Let me take a look. I'm going to copy that. Let's pull that up here. Ah, I didn't even check out my browser before the stream. I went and grabbed some McDonald's breakfast this morning. It's one of my guilty pleasures. So let's make sure that everything is ready. Great, thank you for that. So let's see. Get a new tab. So here's the Svelte snippet you're talking about. Oh, interesting. So This syntax reminds me of some of the old school template syntaxes, like oh, what was the stuff in .NET? I can't remember what they called it, but theirs was very similar to this, but they used a percent sign here, and it was very, very similar to server-side templating like this. Very interesting. Looks cool. And I think Angular explored something like this before they landed where they did. Those are very cool. That stuff looks cool. Donnie's breakfast. Yep, exactly. Um, yeah, very, very similar to like there's a lot of languages that are very similar to the way this stuff looks. Very cool. I'll keep that as something to look at later. But very cool. All right, so we've got our TypeScript stuff. I don't see anything else Angular in here. We can upgrade our ESLint here in a bit. I like the ESLint 9 stuff better than I like the ESLint 8 stuff. So I may, I really want to get to ESLint 9 here. All right, so we've got, we want to do a pnpm install with no frozen log file. And then we also want to run the run migrations. Where did that go? It should be here, right? Yeah. So we're going to take a look at this, but I want to show you guys what renaming those files helps us do, right? Oh, that went fast because it's all local. So we've now upgraded all of our PNPM packages, but now we need to run our migrations, right? PNPM exec nx migrate and -- help, right? And there's a lot of great stuff in here. But one of the things we can do is run migrations. We can give it a file. Oh, this is cool. This would allow you to script this stuff. Very cool. And create commits is nice. And interactive I've never used. I should take a look at that. But what we can do is we can go with migrate and we can go -- run migrations. And now what we can do is we can just say, hey, we want to run migrations.cli.json. And because we renamed that, now we can run this in any order. The other thing we could do is, we could use a tool like cat or something to concatenate our files in the order that we wanted them to be and run it as one migration. I want to run this as 2 migrations just to show you guys that this is very possible. Yeah, so Bird of Sigma, do you know Q? Because Q and I have this discussion a lot too. And I don't disagree that linters can cause problems. I look at linters as a way to help me learn and hopefully help others learn how we want things to work. Ooh. What happened here? Running migrations, running the following migrations. It ran this. Running migration this. this workspace is not up to date. tsconfig.json does not exist. So our first migration broke, which is not good. But what we can do is we can just go into our migrations.cli.json, right? And I can pop this up in a code editor. And what we can do is we can just say, hey, this first migration to use the new build system. And we're frozen for a bit, but let's just take this. Let's just take it out. So there we go. Abstract JSON intention. What plugin? Oh, this is nice. I can just disable it right here. Let's go ahead and disable that plugin. Yes, go ahead and exit. And while that's doing that, we can go ahead and run our migrations again. I'm wondering if I'm hearing my in-laws in the background. Hey, Melissa. Oh, yep. My mother-in-law is here. All right. Well, my mother-in-law is here, you guys. So I'm gonna end this here soon. But this is the nice thing about using the NX and the migration stuff is if a migration breaks, take it out, right? We may have to do some stuff to fix it, but I'm gonna. My wife is in the basement with my father-in-law really quick. I want to run the last migration because I don't want to lose track of this. So we'll just run this last migration. And then we'll run the unit tests and hope that everything works, right? We'll run that. And then on Tuesday, we'll pick this up again. Man, I was hoping to get just a little bit more time, but but thank you guys for all the, back when I was doing mostly Python, the focus went from linting to type checking. And then I used Microsoft's Pyrite. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good tools, right? Microsoft has like Code Cop and things like that. But for big projects, linters help keep things in a good state when you've got big projects. Anyways, this ran all of our stuff. So let's take a look at what changed. So our app component changed. It removed standalone, which we expected. Removed our standalone here. Moved our standalone here. Our standalone here. Oh, this is the old store. We don't want to remove that. And we are going to ignore this file. Also going to ignore this file because I don't want them in the I don't want them in the repository. This one I always leave in. Package JSON looks good, but really it looks like we were already where we needed to be. So I'm going to stage this. I'm going to stage the app component also. I'm going to stage the button host and the cell components and the grid component. We're going to leave the old store alone. The pencil mark component, we're going to stage that, that, and that. And we can now say, hey, we upgraded to at Angular 19. Let's go ahead and commit those changes, and I'm going to push those up on the branch. And so if I look at NCU really quick, we've got a couple of things left to do. We'll pick these up next time. But I do want to do pnpm exec nx run many, and let's just take a look at our lint in our tests. And just make sure that I haven't broken anything severely. So everything looks to be running okay, which is good. These are the ones that we expect to fail, the Sudoku test. Actually, yeah, so we've got 3 failing, which I think we expected to fail. Yeah, like components lint, components test. And actually the it looks like this migration fixed the other 2 linting files. So that's good for us. So if we go take a look at what broke, setup jest is deprecated. Yeah, grid store, we expected that to be broken. The lint, oh no, this stuff is still broken, but that's fine. That's things that we expected here. And our component tests, yes, this is all stuff we expected. Or did I go back too far? So we're getting that error or that warning that we get all the time. This is good that we're getting the allow signal rights is deprecated. So this is really good that we're getting that. So we can go clean that up. Allow signal rights. Yep. Allow signal rights. Allow signal rights. I'm actually wondering why we've got so many allow signal rights. I wonder what I did that I thought I needed to allow signal rights. We need to clean that up too. But there we go. Our upgrade finished. Things look okay. I really want to get in and take a look at some stuff. I think we can do something interesting with linked signals. Because our grid updates, when our cell values update, we've got computeds based on that now, but I'm curious if we use linked signals. So when the grid updates that things reset back to normal, or back to the way they originally were, that we could get rid of a lot of stuff that's resetting values. So I really want to take a look at some linked signals with our grid. And I don't know that we've got a place for resource signals yet, but I would like to see if we can work some of those into our grid also. But yeah, that's where we are. I definitely need to end. I don't want them to get started without me. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for the comments. Rolls on buttons was a gift from the heavens. Yeah. Well, and man, I've got a story to tell you, Michael. You sniped me there. I will tell you the story about that next time. But you guys have a good day. We will talk to you guys on Tuesday.